Rasheed Kidwai, you're a man of words yourself. As a story, it is as fascinating as someone can be. Somebody with the charisma, the persona of Shashi Tharoor taking on Rahul Gandhi or his proxy. It just makes things exciting for Rajdeep and me and fathers. Is this actually going to happen, or is this a castle that's being built in the air?
I think, Rahul, this is a posture, a clever posture. Mr. Shashi Tharoor is positioning himself because there is a sense in the Congress that Gandhis are not very keen to continue having this kind of model of owning the, the political leadership of the party and running it. So if this kind of chapter opens, and this is what Rahul Gandhi wanted since May 2019 when he resigned as 87th president of the AICC, he wanted Congress to select leader. But there were political compulsion and courtly culture, etc. And Sonia Gandhi rule continued. So this is I would say, a very crucial time for the Congress. If Congress really kind of democratizes itself, then there is Mr. Tharoor or Ashok Gehlot or Sachin Pilot. Anybody can fight. We have seen, as Rajdeep was saying, in 1997, Sharad Pawar and Rajesh Pilot contested, and it actually positioned them. Unfortunately, Rajesh Pilot died young, otherwise he would have become first among equals in the Congress. So that is the same ploy Mr. Shashi Tharoor seems to be employing. He is positioning himself. If he becomes leader of the of the Congress in Parliament, that will give him a platform. So he is open for some kind of quid pro quo. And remember one thing, Rahul. There are 5 states, UP, Bihar, Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and even if you include Maharashtra, where Congress is politically, zero. But in the electoral, in the electoral college of Congress party, it has over 50% of vote bank. So Gandhi is technically included. So therefore, Mr. Shashi Tharoor would like to be a political Manmohan Singh.
You explained the situation as it stood, without giving us your sense of whether you think he is fighting or not. सीधे सीधे बताओ लड़ रहा है कि नहीं?
कैसे लड़ेगा? There are no numbers. The numbers are not there. How many PCC delegates are there in Kerala? And I think over 50% of them would not vote for him if they get to know that he doesn't have backing of Rahul Gandhi. So that's the thing. In Congress, you test water and then you move ahead.
So he's applied. Now he's waiting for a reply. Okay, Pradyut Kishore Dev Burman is the scion of the royal family of Tripura, chairperson of the Indigenous Progressive Regional Alliance, a man who's seen the Congress at close quarters, someone who's seen Rahul Gandhi at close quarters, used to be part of the core circle, then decided it wasn't worth it, and now you have this prospect of Shashi Tharoor potentially jumping into the ring and saying, I'd like to be Congress president. Do you think it will happen? Does he have a chance? Or is this bound to end up badly for Dr. Tharoor?
No, I don't think it will end up badly for Dr. Tharoor. I think Dr. Tharoor is a very intelligent man. I heard Rajdeep say that what is his plan B? I think the plan B for Shashi Tharoor was politics. His plan A was never politics. So I'm sure he has thought it out. And to be very honest, I think it's also very symbolic. I think he is probably trying to position himself like Rajesh Pilot would have if he had continued, and it's very unfortunate that Rajesh Pilot died, but if he had continued after the 98 election, he would have been a very powerful Congress leader.
But Rajesh Pilot came from the Hindi heartland, spoke Hindi as his key language. Shashi Tharoor, for all that's right with him,
so
comes from Kerala, doesn't identify, and even, remember, yeah.
But Congress party is more powerful now outside the Hindi heartland. Sure. And I think the state where he comes from, Kerala, is probably the last bastion in terms, if you see the last Lok Sabha election. And if the Congress needs to make inroads, it needs to make inroads in the northeast, it needs to make inroads in Odisha, in Bengal, where he has a connect with Bengal. So I think Shashi Tharoor probably is thinking that he would be more useful outside the Hindi heartland. In the Hindi heartland, I don't think anyone in the Congress is ready to take on Narendra Modi. Not even Mr. Ashok Gehlot can take on Narendra Modi.
I've travelled with Shashi Tharoor in Thiruvananthapuram during Lok Sabha and Assembly elections. He's seen as a bit of an oddity or an outsider even within the Congress fold, like the party Karyakartas. They were indulging him and humouring him, saying we have to kind of make it happen because he's not seen as a hardcore party man, which he isn't. He's electable, he wins in a tough constituency, he's won twice over.
I think it's symbolic, Rahul, we are taking too much into it. Finally, it will be decided when there is a indication from the family who they would like to see as a president, but his contesting would be more symbolic. And I think that's the way ahead,
Do you think he
because
can win, Pradyut?
it all depends on who the indication comes from the family. Without the blessings of the family, I don't think it is possible for Mr. Tharoor to win.